أكبر الله أكبر أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تبارك ربنا وتعالى يا ذا الجلال والإكرام.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before Imam Sahib starts his khatira, I would like to take maybe 2 to 3 minutes. It's a request, it's an humble request from the board that I wanted to pass on to all of you. Starting today for a week, from today until next Friday, so including tomorrow and the next Friday, inshallah ta'ala, we will be campaigning for maintaining our masjid. So the campaign is going to be called Maintain Our Masjid. That means all of us, all families that participate in this masjid, we will be urging them to make sure that they plan ahead to take care of the maintenance expenses of the masjid. The fiscal year just ended, January to December, and we all started planning for our tax returns. We start planning for the year ahead, our monthly expenses. So what we would like to urge you is, if you are planning for your monthly expenses day in and day out as a family, as an individual, we want you to plan for our masjid expenses also. Masjid is a huge operation. You can understand that electricity, day-to-day maintenance, payroll, you name it. You can see what it would be costing. We need security, we need to maintain parking lots, we need to keep it clean and neat. So for all this, we need money. And instead of waiting for 6 months and collecting the money, why not to start planning ahead? And that's what we want to do this time. Start planning ahead. So we are preparing all of you. So you have 1 week time. You can go talk to your families and see what we can do collectively to maintain our masjid. It's not my masjid, it's our masjid, your masjid. All of us has to take part in that. So I know all of you contribute. You might have contributed throughout the year last year, but those contributions might have been used already. So what you need to do is start contributing. If you are already contributing $50, $100, $200, make sure that you increase that, you double it. If you are not, start contributing from January to December. So we are looking for at least 500 people, 500 families who can contribute something monthly, recurring throughout the year, that will help us to take care of the masjid expenses. And if you cannot contribute monthly, and if you think you want to contribute lump sum one time, you can do that so we have pledge cards, we can contribute swiping the credit card on the kiosk, whatever way you can do. So we are just preparing today. Imam Sahib will be talking later on, maybe during the week, during the Jummah. Sheikh Salam will be talking, Mufti Wasim will be talking. We are going to come back to you again and again this week. And we will be updating you how many we have collected, how many have contributed monthly, and so forth throughout the week. So it's a humble request again from all of us. Understand the need of the masjid. It is your masjid. And please take part, pass on the message to family members and friends. Maintain our masjid. You might have be receiving a flyer in the email too. Jazakallah khairan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala Rasul Kareem. Humbly request everyone's presence, inshallah, for the next 10 minutes tops, inshallah. I want to begin by giving you statistics, giving you prophetic teachings, and inshallah pitching something to all of you. The coronavirus, which is, according to the CDC, NCOV, it causes fever, cough, and shortness of breath. It begins to manifest its signs anywhere from 2 to 14 days after exposure. We all have been hearing about this coronavirus. 11 million people in the city of Wuhan alone is shut down because of it being the epicenter of the coronavirus. According to this afternoon, the CDC said it's a public health emergency of international concern. As of 11 a.m. today, there's 8,235 cases of coronavirus and 171 people have died from it. The coronavirus exceeded SARS. The number of cases that SARS had in 30 days, coronavirus has exceeded that within the first 10 days. Now, I'm giving you statistics because I think it's essential for us to understand facts before we loop in the prophetic traditions, the teachings, and the opportunity. In the terminology of Arabic and Islam, there are two things we'll find. One is the word waba. Waba means an epidemic. And the other one is ta'un, which means plague. According to the hadith of Usama bin Zayd radiallahu ta'ala, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam considered and he categorized plague as a calamity that befell the children of Israel. We know that in the Quran, it talks about the time when the God on earth, Pharaoh, thought that he was in control of everything. And so Allah sent upon him tests that exceeded his ability to counter or to resolve. فَأَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمُ الطُّوفَانَ وَالْجَرَادَ وَالْقُمَّلَ وَالضَّفَادِعَ وَالدَّمَ آيَاتٍ مُفَصَّلَاتٍ. Allah is telling you the different types of tests that were sent down upon them. فَاسْتَكْبَرُوا. But their response was only pride. We got this. We'll take care of this. Long story short, we know that the Pharaoh and his people failed miserably. And upon failing, he turned to Musa alayhi salam and he said, "O Musa, call your Lord for us. لَإِن كَشَفْتَ عَنَّا الرِّجْسَ. If you can remove this calamity from us, لَنُؤْمِنَنَّ بِكَ. We'll bring faith on you. Look, this is how desperate we are. Figure this out and we'll believe in you. Like we'll have a membership with you. وَلَنُرْسِلَنَّ مَعَكَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ. And what was the call of Musa alayhi salam? We talk about human rights campaign. Musa alayhi salam's entire life was a human rights campaign. Release the children of Israel. He said, we'll let him go. But we know that Allah says in the next verse, when He removed it, they went back to their ways. Our deen, subhanallah, is such a beautiful deen. The things that we are facing today, we have rooted teachings 1400 years ago from our beloved Habib, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He tells us when there is a breakout of ta'un, a plague, a disease, anyone who is inside should not leave. Anyone who is outside should not enter. But we've seen, due to the trend of international travel and movement, that this so-called coronavirus has already covered 4 continents. The question becomes, what is the opportunity at hand? What do we do? It is in times like this, either we can shout and scream, oh, there's another one of those H1N1 viruses happening, there's another swine flu, or what we can do is realize that Allah is reminding you and I of His power. Not His power to punish, His power to resolve. It is amazing. In our day and age, just recently with the fires in Australia, how many of us heard about the fires in Australia? I'm sure we all did, right? The Muslim community came together and they started praying to Allah outside, salah in jama'ah, asking Allah to remove this. America sent its firefighters. The world sent its crews to help tackle this monster fire. The world did its part. There's no deficiency from the side of the creation. But a Muslim is reminded right now is my time to tap into the solution of Allah. And what we heard shortly thereafter was that this system was so enormous that it created its own clouds, and those clouds started precipitating on the fire itself, and alhamdulillah, the fire is contained. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. I remember many years ago in California, there was severe drought. And Sheikh Tahir Anwar and many of the scholars, Nu'man Beg and all them, were talking about let's do a collective salah, asking Allah for water. Istisqa. Who would think that these things are applicable and actually useful in this day and age? They did it. And subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the rain. I personally could attest to Medina Munawwara in 1999 during Ramadan that we had Salatul Istisqa in the morning around 10 o'clock. There was no rain. We made the prayer, and after the prayer, clouds came and the rain fell. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us, my dear brothers and sisters, I will bring the situation and only I will remove the situation. Now we could go down to the intricacies and talk about what people were eating from which market and which bats they were eating, which caused this whole thing. We could go into that, but we know one thing for sure. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has unleashed this thing. And we don't know how far this thing can go and how many people it can affect. So, tonight is Thursday night. In Islamic calendar, it's Friday night. Because the night comes before the day. Pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today for your families, for the community, for the entire ummah. May Allah protect everyone from such a virus. May Allah protect everyone from this coronavirus. Expel it from this earth. Remove it from this earth. And show the humanity the power of His shifa and His rahmah. This is what we need to pray for, inshallah. As Muslims, we are well versed with what's happening in our world as we are well versed with what's happening in our religion. We need to know these things, brothers and sisters. And that's why I thought it's imperative to talk about it, because we have teachings from the Prophet ﷺ. And the second thing you do, and this is the thing that really disturbs me the most. We all may cough or sneeze. There's ample teachings now through the CDC and other health departments that if you feel symptoms of even a flu, now we're not going to write you off with coronavirus, but if you have any symptoms, do not go in a public setting. And if you're in a public setting, wear a mask. If you don't have a mask and you have to cough, don't give the barakah to the ones around you. That's one barakah we don't need. Keep that barakah. The masjid, as Brother Nafis said, we're asking for your money. Give us that barakah, inshallah. But your cough, keep it to yourself, inshallah. So if we cough, we are taught to cough into our, everyone? Into your sleeve. You cough into your sleeve. Don't cough into your hand and then say, Assalamu alaikum to your brothers and sisters. Don't do that. Cough into your sleeve. Wipe your nose if it's dripping. Brothers and sisters, these small preventative measures fall in line with the teaching that Isha radiallahu anha taught us, that if you're there, don't leave. If you're out, don't go in. So let us, inshallah, be more cautious and aware of our health and the signs. And if there's anything as such, let us not make it contagious and go viral. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on this earth, on the people of this earth, and the inhabitants of this earth, the creation of this earth. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only send down good, and allow us to send up good to Him. Ameen Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.